Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the stage our final storyteller for this bracket. Round of applause for Nick Place, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to blow that whole thing about Christmas isn't about presents out of the water too, sorry. I warn you in advance. This is a story about me when I was on the cusp. I was 10. 10's a tough age. You know, you're still a kid. You want to be a little kid. Like before 10 rocks. Tooth Fairy, Easter Bunny, Santa, it's all good. It's amazing. But you know, by the time you're 10, you're kind of starting to be able to think. And that's the problem. Really? This guy in a red suit with flying reindeers down chimneys? He goes to every house in the world in one night? But then you don't know about religions and stuff. You don't realise half the world doesn't actually care about Christmas. Like every house in the world in one night. It's impressive. And the elves make the toys. And they wrap them the same as the stores. Interesting. But you don't want to think about this stuff too much. Because if you do, you're going to come to the other conclusion. That every adult in the world is involved in a conspiracy aimed at you. Which is also very freaky. But let's rewind, because the other cusp that I was on at the moment, in about September of this year, was I was starting to surf. And at this I mean that my sister and I, we sort of grew up down at Lawn. I mean, we were on surf mats, blue and yellow surf mats, basically just getting pushed towards shore by the white water. This to us was surfing. And the only thing standing between that and me being at 15-foot pipeline and challenging Mark Richards for the world title was the fact that I didn't have a wavelength surfboard. The wavelength surfboard stood about this high, was plastic, had a G-stripe, sort of down, 2 G-stripes actually down the middle. This is all I needed. The only reason I knew about the wavelength surfboard was because Sunny Boys, Glugs and Razzers had a competition on. I don't know if anyone remembers those things. Pyramid blocks of ice with flavour. I hated them. I've got this like weird inverse superpower that if anyone is eating ice near me, scratching their teeth on ice, my whole face just... It's happened my whole life. I just can't stand it. It still happens now. Even thinking about it, I kind of go strange. But you know what? That September, October, I ate so many Sunny Boys, Razzes and Glugs. And all of my friends, hey, have a Sunny Boy, have a Razz, have a Glug. We all ate them endlessly, and I grabbed all the wrappers, I wrote it out, I sent it off, until finally this competition was over. The competition, win a wavelength surfboard. And so finally, the competition finished, and the week arrived when they would announce the winners, and I just waited for the phone call. Possibly a letter, I didn't care, just had to happen. Then the next week kind of happens, yeah, must be a lot of red tape, I guess, it's a big competition. The next kind of couple of weeks happened, and you know, suddenly we're in sort of early to mid-December, and I haven't had the call. And little 10-year-old Nicky Place learns another lesson of life. Of many to come. But the good news is that I hadn't completely given up on Santa. And Christmas is now right there. So let's just fast forward to Christmas Day. Because the other cusp I'm on at this stage is that my parents don't have to get up when I'm up anymore. I'm not like 4 where they have to chase you around because they know you're going to stab yourself if they're not up. You know, I'm 10. So I'm able to get up, walk down the hall, open the hall door, lots of presents. Santa's done good. Santa's done really good. Behind the tree, the unmistakable shape of an orange wavelength surfboard. I wake everyone up. Presents time! It's probably, 5 a.m. or something. My sister will come out and there's presents and I'm like, whatever. I can't stop myself. I go over there and I get to that board and I get the card and it says, to Mandy. My fucking sister. I'm not proud of what happened next. Words were said, tears were shed. I believe at one point, and this is totally true, my presents were wrapped back up to when I might appreciate them on my birthday and put in the cupboard again. The next day, Dad and I kind of went out and miraculously, given Santa had got the first one, Dad knew where you could get a wavelength surfboard. And we got a purple wavelength surfboard with white stripes. The 2 wavelength surfboards went down to Lawn. My sister and I rode them maybe once and realised that it was such crappy plastic that you got this like sandpaper rash your entire body, and they have sat in the garage ever since. But that's not the point. The point of this story is, I worked hard for that surfboard. The people in charge of the competition ripped me off. Santa could have saved me, and he didn't.